Alright guys, Supreme Kami here, and today we are going to be taking a look at some of the newer standard alteration here, and we are going to be looking at the Crossbone X-2 now. As far as this unit, so this is what we are looking at. So this is pretty much, we got everything. This part, this unit itself, I believe has 10 parts in total, but we are only going to be focusing on these selected ones here. And this one is going to be more or less, just take a look at the stat right now, going to be a shooting base, just basing off from this, stat right now. So it's not bad, right? I did want to head to upgrade everything to that level 90 plus. So yes, see that everything is, pretty good top notch right now. They also went ahead and apply some of the mark on those units as well, like gold marks, purple marks, you name it. So as for EX skill, right now we are going to be taking a look at the beam gun, heat dagger, and then the Joven stinger. So I mean, like after alteration, I think they are going to perform really well. So let's just take a look at it at the alteration version and see how is it. So I will be alterating every part so you guys can see, just kind of expect how good it is, I suppose. So if you guys want to invest per se, that's probably going to be something you can base off from. So let's actually get started from the head part. So this one, since it is pretty much going to be like a shooting based build, head part is obviously going to be very important. So let's see if the portrait kind of live up to like a good expectation per se. So the first portrait is honestly not going to be that good, 20% for your long shot attack. So it's pretty hard to gauge like, oh, where is like the distance for it. So this one is honestly just not going to be that good. Secondary portrait, enemy non-EX damage plus 50%. So this one is this one is actually bad. So this one is pretty much promoting doing normal shooting attacks only. So any of your EX skills, they're just not gonna be performing well. So why would you not want to have your EX skill hit harder? So this one, honestly, I can't really say invest into it. Just this one is like, why? Kind of sad, honestly, because this one is looking fairly good as sort of stat, like almost 10k, and then 5k for the defense is actually really nice. Tag wise, high firepower, and then for space. And this one, unfortunately, we're just not going to be able to access whatever the attribute is for the stat or the weapon version, because we do have a weapon version of this one, but it's just unfortunate that this one is not a separate support, so you won't be able to access that. But other than that, I don't really say, I wouldn't really recommend alterating the head part just because it's not really that good. But torso wise, stat is actually not that bad, 4k and then 6k for the defense, so that's pretty good. EX skill, we are looking at the beam gun. So let's take a look at it like what is it before, right? So oh wow, it's actually not bad. So it's starting out at a max out at like what, B pierce and a B plus. So after alteration, it is obviously going to be performing slightly better. So that's why let's do alterate that, and that's the stat right there. So you guys can see that is a massive jump as for the shot attack right there. So pretty much like nearly 4 times that much. So that's good. That is definitely something that we want to see as a marginalized standard alteration. So moving over to the arms now. So type wise of high firepower and then Gundam type now. And stat is actually still pretty respectively good, 4k, and then upper 5k for the defense. So that is definitely really good. Portrait wise, whoa, what is this? Oh wow, they're actually doing a double reload speed on the ranged weapon. That's crazy. Has to be a beam. Keep that in mind, it has to be a beam ranged weapon. So I guess one of these days I'll actually try out this specific portrait. I want to see how many are there available, and then I'll probably build a team around that one. But I feel like if I do that, my overall power wise is gonna be pretty slacking, I think. So we'll definitely play around that, since this one now is up to 45%. So I think it should be fairly cool if I combine more. So I think that is definitely something I'll keep in the back of my mind as something I'll do. So yeah. Other than that, I feel like the arm is not that great. Portrait wise, it's not that good. I'm like, why would I ever want to run that? Besides a fun little build. But yeah, arm is, I can't. It's just the portrait is not that good. The investment is gonna be pretty steep, like as far as resources. So I don't see, it's not that necessary. So unless you guys are really hunting for the stat, I mean, like even the stats, right? I don't know if I can say go for it. So yeah. So if you guys want to go for it, let's say you really don't have any option, then I mean go for it. But if you guys do have anything anything that's better than that one, don't go for it. Look at the leg piece now. So almost at 4K for the shot attack, and then upper 4K for your shot defense. So it's pretty good. Heat dagger. So this one is going to be a pierce and B plus. So this one is already good because it's providing that melee attack up after casting it. So I think it's after the animation is over, then you get the attack up. So it's a nice little bonus, right? So coming off from 830 or 21 seconds cooldown X-2, so we'll definitely take that. But the question begs is like, oh, are we immune when we execute the X-2? I don't believe so, because I think testing from the warfare version, I believe it does not. So we'll definitely go ahead and try it again, I guess. Back part now. Let's see what's going on. So back part is actually not too terrible. First core trait, having that piercing is actually beneficial for some specific content. Not everything is reliant on the piercing, so one event might be good, the other one is probably not gonna be good, not good at all. But in general, piercing boosted is just not that great, so it's kind of sad. But looking at the secondary trait, we have against enemy with type advantage attribute, you are getting that EXQ damage plus 35%. So this one is going to be a very situational one. It's going to be one of those things, it's only going to be activated 1 out of 3 times, because you do have to fight against the other typing as well. So this one, when you're fighting tech attribute, you're getting this one, and when you're fighting speed attribute, or I think or speed attribute and the power attribute, you're not getting it. So it's kind of like sad that they made that, but this one is just very limited and it's very situational. But should you go for it? It really depends, right? If you guys would have better back part already, don't go for it, right? It's just kind of simple as that. But moving over to some of the melee weapon now, so this one actually get a substantial jump, because like if we take a look at the regular version, like this unaltered version, like max out at 9 or almost 6k. That's it. That is it. That is so sad. But after alteration, not only are you getting a little bit more in terms of your melee attack, you're also gaining more, or you're actually getting a little bit of that shot defense. So that is actually good. Definitely love to see that. So as for the Jobin Stinger, is it really better? I think it's still the same, right? Maybe the power actually went up to 8 instead of 8-, so that could be a change. But I mean, like, maybe it'll perform better, who knows? We'll definitely go ahead and try it out. But we'll bring over to the Beam Zama, so let's see what this one has. So same stat as the other one. First transfer, and this one was really good because you have that initial charge boost by 20%, and they went ahead and make this a shooting power boosted by 35% for speed or P attribute. This is good. This is really good. So I think this one is definitely going to be the part that if you guys do not have anything for, let's say, for your P attribute, this is a very good one to invest into. So this is probably the only one that I would say, like, confidently say yes, go for this one. Yeah, that one is good. Really well done. So Beam Buster, or the Zen Buster. So first portrait is honestly just bad. Secondary portrait is honestly just for, let's say, any content that you want to stall your enemy from using the EXQ. This one is upping the cooldown up to 23% now, so it's getting up there. So if you're talking about 3-on-3 arena, I think that is actually going to be very devastating for the player base itself. So yeah, it's not bad. Definitely not bad itself. Stat wise, not too bad either. 11.5k, and then also give you that 1500 for the defense. So it's cool. Great tag as well. Asus and then high firepower, so not bad for sure. And going over to the Beam, but the Buster Gun now. So this one is okay. So this one is pretty much the same thing as we saw from the back portion. So this one is only going to be when you're fighting type advantage, then you get the EXQ power boost of 50%. That's good, but it's just limited as far as like where you can actually use it. So it's just unfortunate, right? Last but not least, we have the ABC Cloak. This one actually did get a substantial buff as well, because if you do take a look at it right now, you guys can see that. Oh, I actually have a few more copies. You guys can see that they actually give it a little bit of a shot attack, and then they actually lower melee defense. That's actually, oh, they actually lower the defense and the melee defense, or the armor melee defense. I don't know how I feel about that. All the other ones, they get a substantial buff like this one, right? These ones, not really, I guess, in a way, but why? It doesn't really make sense why you will reboot armor completely. I don't know, but we'll still alterate it. Yeah, that's kind of sad. Yeah, I don't know, but as for the portrait, and this one is actually pretty good, I would say. So max out status that, but this one is gonna be getting a 1P attribute. You're getting shooting power boot, or enemy shooting power reduced by 30%. So that's, you know, pretty standard stuff. But so if you're taking beam damage, right? So if you're taking any beam damage, you're pretty much gonna be getting another 45% tax onto that. So this is good. So I think for beam shooting base EX2, I think there's just plenty of them out there. So this one is honestly designed to just block a lot of shooting attacks. So this one is good. This is actually really good. So just two condition, P attribute, and then taking beam damage. I think that is pretty much easy to satisfy, I think. But other than that, let me do alterate every one of these parts and then show you guys what are the stats afterwards. Alright, so after alterating every one of these parts, that is going to be the following parameter we are given. So 36k for the shot attack, and then 32k for the defense. So that is actually pretty respectable. I gotta keep that in mind. I do have pretty much everything filled up except for the pilot, and then I don't even have like a specific job license. So it's not bad. I think the overall thing what you can do after that now is kind of fix what kind of vortex we're looking at. So as for the sub slot, we can definitely fix that. So this one we can still get 2 more ace exclusive, and then 3 more for space. So you can kind of mix and match in a way, just kind of get that fulfilled. So this one should be looking a lot more better. But as for the base skeleton, I think this is actually looking fairly good. It's just some of the portrait, like the head portrait, and maybe even like the ranged weapon for like the shooting base build. I don't think they're actually that satisfaction in my personal preference. So if you want them, use them as like their, let's say, like the building blocks. So actually see if you can find a better head portrait, or maybe like a better ranged weapon portrait to kind of fulfill that slot. Because like, I would not really run them. Just kind of be honest with you guys, they're just not really that good in a way. So I think last time around when we had the standard version, I actually went ahead and try out those EX2 already. So this time around, since they are alterated, I do want to see what kind of peak power we're looking at. So I'll actually be doing like a 3-friend battle here. So gonna be trying out the beam gun, heat daggers, and then the Joe and Stinger to see what kind of power we're getting out of this EX2. Since now they are alterated, so I am pretty curious about that. So let me hop in, or actually make the build. I think I have the melee build up right here, and then as for the shooting base build, I do have some right here so that I can actually use. So let me put them on their respective build, and then I will see how they can do. Alright, so first things first, let's try out the beam dagger. So I do have myself a shooting base ally here, or a friend, so I'm gonna wait until, yes, that's what I was looking for. Bam! 3 million? I'll take that for the final hit, so that's actually pretty good. So I think in total, we dash out roughly about closing into 5 million. So that's actually pretty impressive, given the build that I'm having. So I think I will be using the same friend here. I think it was this one, Amuro. Cool name. That's a cool dude right there. Pretty cool. So it's gonna be this build right here. So that was pretty good. 5 million. So you guys can definitely let me know, do you guys think 5 million on that EX2 is good or not? So next we are gonna be trying out the Joven's Stinger. So once again, waiting for him to do that charge attack like that. So oh yeah. So this one, you are doing multiple, you know, just stabby action. So if we were close enough, I'm pretty sure we should be able to dash more damage. But you guys can see per hit, we are doing, I think, 1 million. So that's really impressive. So I do have to change the build real quick. So I do have to slap that onto my shooting base build, and then I will go ahead and then try it out on the same friend again. Alright, so this is going to be the last test now, so we are going to be using the beam gun. So this one is activate the window break, and then let's see. That's man, I just melted him like ASAP. Like, what was that? So I think what I saw, we were doing roughly about 800,000 per hit, and obviously with how fast they travel, it's gonna melt the enemy. So I guess overall it's not too bad. I think the X-2 is definitely absurd after Alteration with the build that I'm rocking, so that's kind of expected. But do let me know how you guys feel about the Alteration for the Crossbone X-2. I think it's definitely, some of the part is definitely really phenomenal. Just like, not the shot lens, but actually the sun buster. I think that one is really good. Just having that initial charge boosted and then also a power boosted is actually really good. Shield wise, you also do have that double shooting damage mitigation, or power down, so that one is actually really good as well. All the other one, I think they're just pretty much lackluster. I don't know why they decided to go with those kind of traits, but I mean, it is what it is. Star Wars and this one is still pretty good after Alteration, so that is definitely something I guess you guys can kind of look forward into. But other than that, that's gonna be pretty much it for me, and then I'll be catching you guys on the next one.